if you can just start off, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Chris Young, I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm a director of sales with Michael Stores Incorporated.
Nice. And when did you first initially join the Accelerated Method program?
Approximately 3 months ago, so just 2 weeks short of 3 months. 3 months ago.
And can you tell me during, like, if we can go flashback to that period of time, can you share with me and maybe anybody else who's watching why you joined? Like, what was life like back for you then? Maybe what problems were you facing during that time?
Absolutely. I just always felt like a feeling of frustration and angst really defined my behavior, who I was. I was the highest weight I've ever seen in my life. I was in the mid 190s, like 194.4 to be exact. And just lethargic and just irritable and just any little thing would, I hate to say this, but just kind of set me off or get me in a bad mood. And I just had no routine. And that's the big challenge I had from my significant other is, hey, get back and establish a routine for yourself. And, I think that's just looking back in transparency, it's a fair call.
And I recall you mentioning when we had first kind of had that first conversation again, I remember you had mentioning kind of feeling lethargic. You were kind of explaining in a way that you felt like you were operating around 60% of what you were capable of in terms of from an energy standpoint. And I know physically you didn't like where you were at the moment, but can you share, like, how bad did it get for you?
Yeah, really bad. I would tell you, even just like fatigue and body pains from not a lot of movement. I was still going on with my life, but first off, I wasn't operating at the level that I knew that I was capable of. And second, it was just, the wherewithal that I had after I do an event was not a best day for Chris in his life. Spoken myself in third person. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
I don't do that.
I do the same thing myself. And knowing that it got to that point where maybe it got from your eyes to a point where enough was enough, what specific toll did it take on your life personally and professionally to operate in that state you were in before you?
I just really feel like I was on a treadmill. I was not approachable, let alone in my family. And I can't even fathom what that looked like from work, but now I can. I just was not in a good place. Just disgruntled and angry. And to be honest with you, for no reason. I no reason at all.
Where did you notice it show? Was it mainly from a sense of from your energy levels? Was it mainly from a sense of just kind of not having that routine? Where did you notice it really showed up for you to where that maybe where you said you felt angry or you felt irritable or easily frustrated?
Just day in and day out. It just, just tired. I can't even tell you how tired. I don't feel like that at all any longer.
So knowing that you were kind of feeling that tiredness and fatigue that was going on, how did that affect, aside from the irritability, how did that affect your day-to-day life, maybe from a professional standpoint? Because you're a high-achieving guy, like guys that come in here, you got a lot on your plate, a lot of responsibilities. So how is that lack of energy, how is that impacting you, maybe from a professional standpoint?
Yeah, just lack of, again, leading into a lack of focus and discipline, where I pride myself both in and out of work on consistency, discipline, and structure. And as much as I prided myself in that, looking back, I was way off course with that. Both at home and at work. So without having an established routine and just kind of taking each day as it comes and goes, not without a goal. It was when I look back, I'm like, gosh, how did I let myself become that person?
And so you joined LostFit's initial program, the Accelerated Method program, about 3 months back. What has life been like for you over just these past 3 months?
It's been awesome. So I look back at myself and just getting some of the pieces that yourself and the program were able to bring to me. I can't even look back without having one of these in my life any longer, because it's truly changed who I am as a person. I've gotten back to who I am.
Love it, man. And what has your experience been like, and what has it meant to you and for you?
From you as a coach, Logan, I would tell you just your consistency and your structure is second to none. And you have a great checks and balances program in place where, I feel like I gained a good friend, a really good friend for the rest of my life, and somebody that if I ever had something that I needed some ideas, or hey, what about this, that I wouldn't even pause to give you a call or a text message at any day of the time, or any day of any time of the day or the week. But having that system from both the coach perspective, but then also that brotherhood. I mean, it's a win-win.
I love it, man. And again, none of it would have been possible without the work that you were willing to put in and that you did put in. And how specifically has all of this impacted other areas of your life?
I just got a new position in my company, a big signing bonus. I get feedback from my coworkers about, gosh, you just look great. You got so much energy about yourself. I don't have to say anything. Look, I lost weight. It's like, oh my God, what happened to you? It was just being able to hear that coming from others around you unsolicited. You can't even put a price tag on what that means to an individual, at least for me.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's one thing for us to notice it, but it's sometimes when you see that from someone else and they maybe say it unexpectedly. I think that's cool that it's shown up from both inside your work environment and outside with your recreation activities and everything like that. So I think that's really cool that those, not just you, but others are starting to notice as well. How has this been different from anything you've ever experienced before?
So I was probably the king, if I'm not on the internet, prescribed as the king of the fad diets and diet pills and try this for 3 days and you don't get the results and you launch and abandon. So I probably tried about 37 different things in the last 2 years to no avail and success. I think what I learned the most through the program in yourself is obviously setting goals, the checking in, the assess, don't guess. These are pieces that will never leave me. So I think just looking at that, from the cyclical approach of setting the goals and assessing yourself, restating your goals is a good platform that you can carry on, just not with health and lifestyle, but it's also for work, relationships, all those pieces.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like sometimes we always look at it from a business standpoint. We look at, hopefully people look at what the numbers are happening, what's happening, the facts and the figures there. It's like, why not do that, keep score in other areas of your life at the same time? And I think as you just mentioned yourself, that there can be some benefit there in terms of keeping awareness and keeping you on track. What are the 3 biggest wins that you have experienced just over these last 3 months?
Yeah, I've lost just about 15 pounds. I haven't done a body fat assessment, but I would tell you I've got to be in the low teens, if not below that now. So that's been a huge win for me. And I mean, gosh, I could just feel it when day in and day out, from work to my recreational activities. I think that's been a huge win. The importance of sleep has been a huge win. I came into this as a self-prescribed nocturnal monster where I'd be up till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning and what have you, doing work or just relaxing, enjoying myself. But then getting up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30 the next day. So having the importance of getting a good night of sleep each day, the diet as well too.
I love it, man. Touching base again on the energy, because I know you and I had frequent, even up until this point, before this, I remember you and I were in brief chats, and one moment, I remember you said something about your energy, people starting to notice your energy. You just said a minute ago there was night and day. So how specifically is your energy different? And how is that showing up for you on the day to day?
Yeah, I mean, I don't wake up tired. I wake up ready to go, and it's even hard to put a description around how I feel now. It's kind of like when I'm at night, I have no problem going to sleep now. So and getting a good night of sleep, which is to me was highly underrated previously. But yeah, my energy, I would probably tell you, I was probably operating 40, 50. You said 60. I firmly believe I'm in the 90% range now, with still a little bit more room I could push myself to the next level.
Ooh, and what has that allowed you to do with having that extra energy from, we'll start with a professional standpoint. What has that extra energy allowed you to do in your professional?
My productivity is intertwined with the energy. So my productivity and focus is through the roof. I mean, I'm getting stuff done quicker, better, faster. Being able to get more strategic in my relationships, and where I get knuckled down in projects and meetings, I don't worry about that now. I get through what I have to get through, and it's allowed me that time back to start working more strategically around relationships and partnerships in our corporation.
So now you've noticed it in your productivity levels, strategic partnerships, relationships. Others are starting to notice it from you. How has the energy impacted you on the home front? How has the more energy impacted you on the home front?
It's awesome. So I'm much more approachable. I'm actually probably 100 times more proactive about, let's go do this, let's go do that. And, and been pushing my kids along as well too. So I have 2 athlete high schoolers, and being able to push them in, and they actually are out running with me now. It's awesome. With the wife, having that time back. And again, I say the word approachable. I think that's the best adjective I could give it. I'm much more approachable, and there's so much goodness that comes with that.
Oh yeah. I was going to say, what's the best thing that you've noticed that came from being more approachable?
Calmness about me, and just a confidence, a confidence and a calmness, and I think I've always been a confident person, but I have such much more of a stronger belief in myself. And I really believe that's contagious with those around you as well too, when you're in that mindset. I don't have to try to be who I am who I am again.
Yeah. I love that, man. And what was because I understand that everyone has their own kind of, I think as humans, we have this own thought process that goes through our mind before we do something. So what I always like to understand is, what was your biggest worry or concern about joining within this program, working with me? What was your biggest worry or concern?
That I wouldn't see the process through, and I'd be like the other 37 times of different things I've tried on my own. That was my biggest concern. And, and that was clearly run right over, and not to worry. I knew once I committed to the program, I was all in, and I was going to see it through. And having that first timeline of 3 months, and what's your goal, and let's work through those sub goals that get you there. Again, from a process perspective, really drove me. So, that's how I would answer that.
What would you say to anyone, like maybe they've been on the fence, they've failed in the past before, they overthink things, whatever it is? I think we've all been there before, but what would you say to that individual, that guy who's looking at this right now, who's highly successful, who's driven like yourself, who's working, he's got so many responsibilities on his plate, and he's just teetering? What would you say to him if he's considering? What would you say?
Hey, for anybody that's listening, I would tell you, hey, don't second guess yourself. Go through the discussions with Logan, set up a program for yourself with him, and believe in yourself, and bring positivity and energy and a can-do attitude to it, and you will be successful. So, to me, I probably even overthought it as I was going into the process. What meant the most to me, and I don't know if I've told you this, is just not the results I got, but you as an individual getting to know me and what drove me. And, I've learned real quickly that I've been investing in everybody and investing my time in different ways, that this allowed me, and I like the adage, slowing down to go fast, invest in myself. And with the right support mechanism and the team around me and the coach around me, it brought my belief back and my energy back. And gosh, you just talk about a 3-month transformation. And now I wonder what I can accomplish in the next 3 months, and the next 3 months, and continue to stack. So if you're thinking about it, don't think about it. Just go and believe and invest in yourself.